Relax. Breathe. Reflect. May the Buddha guide you well.
To adapt and adjust. From the moment we are born, we gradually learn to adapt to our surroundings. We wave our arms and legs to win the laughter of our parents and cry and smile to attract the attention of those around us. When we reach adulthood and enter society, we learn to adapt ourselves in a totally different way. While some people rely on the rules of morality to guide them through the many changes of life, others turn to crime and violence as their chosen destinies. Survival of the fittest is actually a test to determine our ability to adapt and adjust to crisis in our daily environment. Apart from responding to natural calamities such as earthquakes, floods, or droughts, sometimes the ability to adapt and adjust is merely a biological reaction to matters that nobody has any control whatsoever, like a change in the weather or temperature. Just as a compressor needs to constantly adjust itself to different currents of electricity, we people need to adapt and adjust ourselves to different situations for the sake of self-preservation. Look around you. Global politics is so unpredictable today that it is a challenge for us to adapt to any changing conditions. A simple virus, COVID-19, has made us adapt to changing situations in our life. Similarly, a driver must be very cautious in adjusting to the flow of traffic if he or she is to be safe and accident-free. Some animals are able to camouflage themselves by adjusting to the colors of their natural environment. The human heart, however, is harder to gauge because it more often than not adjusts according to the dictates of self-interest. In UK, women have long worn hats in public, but refuse to take them off even in theatres, sometimes obstructing the view of others in the audience. In a beautiful effort to remedy this rather awkward situation, the government once made the following announcement: "We welcome all elderly ladies of the country to wear their high hats all the times." Well, since then, women have become more conscious and considerate of their choice of headgear on account of the government's ability in this case to respond with humor. New York City was devastated by the 9/11 terrorist attack, but it was able to recover quickly without too many obstacles because of the government's rapid response to the tragedy. The Buddha often taught in accordance with his disciples' mental dispositions. He would expound different teachings to different people with regard to their abilities and levels of understanding. He would teach the truth of emptiness or the phenomenon of existence, the law of dependent origination, or the difference between conventional and ultimate truth. He constantly adapted and adjusted his teachings as the occasion and audience dictated. Therefore, we can say that the Dharma as discoursed by the Buddha is a result of adaptive teaching. Although we must constantly adapt and adjust ourselves, we must never lose sight of our principles. Do bear in mind, no matter how the Dharma has adapted itself to the changes of impermanence, it has and never will contradict the truth. Therefore, we should remain principled in our responses and responsive in our principles. I repeat, we should remain principled in our responses and responsive in our principles. We should never abandon them, either by following conditions indiscriminately or by stubbornly refusing to accept conditions because of them. This is the best way for us to adapt and adjust to a changing world.